Hello students, I am Dr. Madhusudan, Associate Professor, Department of Library and Information Science, University of Delhi, Delhi. I will discuss salient features of 6 states, namely West Bengal, Manipur, Haryana, Kerala, Mizoram and Goa. Salient features of West Bengal Public Libraries Act 1979. With a gap of more than a decade, the West Bengal Public Libraries Act entered the statute book in 1979. This is more or less a replica of the Madras Act. However, the unique feature of this act is conspicuous absence of library cess. The government is meeting the expenditure on the maintenance of the libraries from its exchequer. The important features of this act are given below. Constitution of a state library council with the minister of minister in charge of library service as its chairman for advising the government the public library system matters. A representative from the employees of the libraries as a member of the State Library Council, constitution of Directorate of Libraries with director as head. The director's functions are to control, supervise and guide the central library and all government sponsored libraries and local library authorities. The director will also supervise recognized libraries. Provision for the executive committee for local library authority, constitution in each district with the district magistrate as the chairman of the local library authority in district other than Kolkata. Now it is Kolkata. In Kolkata, district library state is the chairman. The government is empowered to appoint district library officers and district librarians in districts. The government, after consultation with the authority, may place the district libraries in charge of district librarian. He shall manage library affairs subject to the control of the authority. No provision for library cess. The financial management for libraries by the local library authority. The following are means for augmenting funds: 1. Contributions, gifts and income from endowments. 2. Grants from the government for general maintenance of libraries or any specific purpose. 3. The amount collected by the local library authority under the act or the rules. The act provides funds by the state government in the form of annual grants. So, this is just very important points with regard to West Bengal Public Libraries Act. Now, we will discuss salient features of Manipur Public Libraries Act 1988. Manipur is a small state located in India's eastern part, got the opportunity for library legislation in 1988. The salient features of the Manipur Public Libraries Act are: Constitution of State Library Committee will advise the state government on all matters relating to the library system. Minister in charge of education is the chairman of the committee. Constitution of a Department of Public Libraries with Director of Public Libraries as in charge of the department. Constitution of District Library Authority with chairman elected by the authority. The district librarian is the secretary of the District Library Authority. Constitution of Library Fund by District Library Authority. Similar to the earlier Public Library Acts, Manipur Public Libraries Act also there is no provision for library cess. So, these are the very important salient features of Manipur Public Libraries Act. Let us go to another state, that is Kerala. We will discuss the salient features of Kerala Public Libraries Act 1989. Dear students, you know very well Kerala Act is a unique different from other acts, but it is unique because of its democratic and more decentralized pattern. The characteristics of the act are: the name of Kerala. Grandhalaya Sangam has been with the act. There is Kerala State Library Council, which shall be a body corporate. Representation from women is there in the State Library Committee. The government will have control over the SLC. The SLC will have the power to establish more state libraries or children libraries. Trivandrum Public Library, besides its acting as state central library, shall continue to be a government department. The State Library Council's elected members shall elect the President, Vice President, Secretary and Joint Secretary of the SLC. From amongst themselves, the Secretary shall be the Chief Executive Authority of the State Library Council. Constitution of District Library Authority: at each district of the state, the District Library Council shall elect President, Vice President, Secretary and Joint Secretary of the District Library Committee. The District Library Council shall be a body corporate. There are executive committees from the State Library Council and District Library Authority. The constitution of Taluk Library Union in each taluk. The Taluk Library Union will be a body corporate. The Taluk Library Union shall elect President, Vice President, Secretary and Joint Secretary. The Taluk Library Union will also elect an executive committee of the union. Representation of women, persons belong to SC and ST. Is there a State Library Council, District Library Authority and Taluk Library Union? Representation of Taluk is there in the State Library Council, District Library Authority. There is a separate chapter on the eligibility of being a member of State Library Council, District Library Authority, Taluk Library Union and affiliation of libraries. There is a separate chapter on District Library Development Plan and State Library Fund. State Library Council will remain the fund. Provision of merger of Kerala Grandhalaya Sangam with the State Library Council is there in the Act. There exists a separate chapter on this. Provision for library cess is there in the Act. Library cess will be levied in the form of a surcharge on building tax or property tax in the area with the jurisdiction of panchayats, municipalities and corporations. This act appears to be more functional somehow it not been implemented so far, and the reasons for it are not known. These are the some of the very important salient features of the Kerala Public Libraries Act. Let us go to another state, that is Haryana. So, these salient features of Haryana Public Libraries Act. The Haryana state was formed in the year 1966, carved out from the earlier Punjab state. Haryana Act has got the following features. 1. In the definition portion of the definition of book service, reference service have been incorporated. 2. Functions of the state government towards the establishment of library services have been clearly defined. The agencies through which the state government would function have also been clearly stated. Establishment of State Library Authority with Minister in charge of libraries as chairman and Director of Libraries as secretary. There shall be a standing advisory committee which will be formed out of the State Library Authority members. Another important point, Constitution of State Library Directorate and declaration of the State Library Director as head of the department. Establishment of State Central Library with functions stated clearly. Duties and functions of the state librarian have been stated. Establishment of district library, municipal, state, town library, block library and smaller deposit book libraries. Establishment of district library committee, city or town library committee, block library committee, panchayat library committee. Creation of cadre for public library employees. Creation of 3 library fund types, namely state library fund, district library fund, city or town or block or village library fund. Dear students, this is the only act as a provision of 3 separate fundings: provision of library cess, levy of library cess in the form of a surcharge on property tax and house tax at such a rate decided by the government from time to time. Recognition of only one state library association and cooperative institutions by the State Library Authority. Dear students, this act was passed to provide for a comprehensive rural and urban library services to establish the network of libraries. However, this act has not come into force so far. So, still the people of Haryana waiting for the implementation of the Haryana Public Libraries Act. Let us discuss the another state which is coming from northeast, that is Mizoram. Salient features of Mizoram Public Libraries Act 1993. Dear students, you are well aware Mizoram became a full-fledged state in 1987. With 5 years, it enacted the Libraries Act. It possessed the following special features: 1. Constitution of State Library Council with the Minister of Education and Human Resources as chairman and the Secretary of Education and Human Resources as secretary of the council. It is an advisory body. Constitution of Department of Public Libraries with director as the head. Division of libraries into 4 categories: state library, district library, subdivisional library and village library. Duties and functions of the state library have been very clearly defined. Provision of granting aid to recognized village libraries, recognition of one body as a state library association. There is no library cess. the total expenditure for establishing and maintaining the public library system will be met from the state funds. So, these are the salient features of the Mizoram Public Libraries Act. Let us discuss the another state, that is Goa. Salient features of Goa Public Libraries Act 1994. Goa is the 10th state to have public library legislation. The functions of government for the establishment, maintenance and development of public library services have been stated very clearly. Types of the machinery of government in the execution of its work have been stated. These are 1. The State Library Authority, 2. The Directorate of Public Libraries, 3. The State Public Library, and 4. The cooperating institutions. A good number of government officials have been made members of the State Library Authority, an attempt to make the authority practicable in rendering its functions. Provision of Standing Advisory Committee for convenience of work, a separate directorate, saturation of the formation functions of the State Central Library by starting its mode of formation of book stocks, departments, etc. Declaration of the state creation of the post for state librarian, description of his or her functions. Declaration of library system at the district level with the district library committee at the center of such a system. Declaration of the hierarchical system of libraries and special mention of Taluk Library Committee and Village Library Committee. Creation of a separate cadre for public library employees. Inclusion of annual budget of the public libraries within the broad framework of state annual plan. A special power to state library authority, such as the power of framing rules and regulations. Recognizing the state library association, there is no library cess expenditure on the maintenance of the department will be met from the consolidated fund of the state. Dear students, so far I discussed in detail about the salient features of 6 states. There may be points of similarity and also significant differences among the public library acts as you noticed. We shall fix a comparative matrix for these acts. For this purpose, we have to get a set of criteria. You may be recall that when we began these units, we set up 5 criteria for a state. Library Act, namely the preamble of the Act 1, public access to libraries 2, development of infrastructure 3, 4, establishment of a governance system 5, provision for financial management 6, organization of self reporting and regulating system. We shall see how these states acts compare with each other. This is basically based on 5 criteria mentioned above. First and foremost, the preamble of the act. Preamble means a statement introductory to and explanatory of what follows in any act. The preamble must describe in clear and definable terms the act's objective. In most of these acts, the preamble is substantially alike with some minor variations in content and wording. Nevertheless, in some it is more detailed with substantive variations. The preambles are clearly it is satisfying its purpose. Number 2 criteria, public access to libraries. According to Ranganathan, we mean by this an integrated nationwide network of public libraries, giving free book services to one and all of the citizens, literate or illiterate. To achieve this objective, a public library system is necessary for providing number 1, access to use the libraries without any consideration. Number 2, access to reading materials with a shared pool from the state to village users. Number 3, access to information needed by the user. Number 4, free facilities to benefit from the cultural heritage, arts and scientific achievements and innovations. Number 5, facilities for personal development. Number 6, periodic evaluation and feedback of service to users and their impact on the administration. Number 7, regulation of a financial income and expenditure to meet the needs of the society. We will examine few details of these access points where the library legislation is under implementation. Thus, we find that all the above state library acts have provided an infrastructure for the public library access to general public in each state. Let us discuss the third important aspect, that is financial provision. Librarians can grow with increasing use and the number of readers. They should be, of course, well financed. Let us look at the financial status of these library acts. There is a provision for library cess in Madras Public Libraries Act, Andhra Pradesh Public Libraries Act, Karnataka Public Libraries Act, Kerala Public Libraries Act and Haryana Public Libraries Act. The third important aspect, that is financial provision. Librarians can grow with increasing use and the number of readers. They should be, of course, well financed. Let us look at the financial status of these library acts. There is provision for library cess in Madras Public Libraries Act, Andhra Pradesh Public Libraries Act, Karnataka Public Libraries Act, Kerala Public Library Act and Haryana Public Libraries Act. The provision for library cess has a more significant impact as a democratic right to contribute to the development of libraries and get access to library facilities. The government will have actively consider establishing and maintaining libraries, as library cess makes it imperative. However, one of the problem faced is the uneven distribution of library cess in cities and districts, as the property value varies from place to place. In all the states, the government supports the libraries managed by local bodies, voluntary organizations by granting aid. Of course, on a small scale it is providing. These financial status of public libraries quite varies from state to state according to the provisions of the Act. Let us discuss the another important aspect related to human resources. The library staff in different states are provided for variously. It may be observed that the staff structure and cadre for libraries are well organized in Karnataka Public Libraries Act. In other states, the public librarian status and salary are not commensurate with their duties and responsibilities. Let us discuss the another important aspect, that is governance. The infrastructure provided in all library acts appear to be well knit. However, the provisions in Andhra Pradesh Act give a comprehensive structure for a governance. Let us will discuss the general observations based on the public library acts enacted so far. Though the library acts were passed in 18 states, only 5 states have implemented their acts, that is Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra and the West Bengal states. The general observations on these acts are as follows. Number 1, a library system was formed with the necessary administrative infrastructure from state to the district level. Number 2, libraries with a pyramidal structure, that is state, regional, district, subdivisional, taluk, block, village libraries are established as per the funds available at the disposable system. 3, arrangements are made through statutory provision for the perennial income source through library cess and state government grants. Number 4, essential services like newspapers and magazines, lending services and reference services are introduced. Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and the Karnataka states provided mobile library services to the villages located at the state's nook and corner. Number 5, public library service free at all level regardless of age, sex, religion, language or social status. It appears that states of Manipur, Kerala, Haryana, Mizoram and Goa have not implemented the act so far due to administrative reasons. However, they are rendering some service with the existing facilities. Dear students, so far we discussed the 6 public library acts in the states of West Bengal, Haryana, Manipur, Mizoram and Goa. These are doing the good job for the benefit of the general public, in particular students. So, these public library acts giving a free hand to states to implement efficient and effective services with regard to information and its information sources in electronic form for the benefit of students, research scholars, teachers and common people, irrespective of their age, irrespective of their purpose. Thank you very much.